I bought my Astra G MK4 edition 100 about 3 months ago on Facebook Marketplace for just £140. I claimed that this is the cheapest one in the UK, and I still believe it. In the past 3 months I managed to rebuild the rear end with rear underbody and rear axle. I have been thinking where this car will be today if I didn't buy it. And I believe without my non-sensible purchase, this car will be no longer exist anymore. Because this car was left abandoned by the previous owner in front of his house. And the Astra was literally a couple hours away from last heartbreaking journey to the scrapyard. I have promised to myself that I will fix this beautiful Astra. And who watched the previous video, then you can see I already spin the car around. And now it's time to put the car back on the 4 axles. But now with small upgrade. Because I purchased another 2 axle stands to lift the whole car into the air and have a more workspace on the middle part of the car and on the front. And without further ado, we are going to lift the car. To lift the whole car is simple. I need to lift each individual corner and then place the axle stands underneath the car. This process is not hard, but sometimes this process can be sketchy and even the axle stands can move. So if you will do it, please make sure you watch what the car is doing and don't rush this process. Please be careful. Now, when the car is lifted, I have to remove this side skirt to be able to clean the rust behind it and to have a better access. It's already done on the other side. We have to do it here. Let's get into it. To remove the side skirt, we need to remove few plastic fixing clips. To remove them, I have to push middle part of the clip in and then it become loose. After that, I can remove it completely. Then I had to broke this screw because it didn't want to go out. And even drill didn't help. And if you like this video and you would like to see more of this kind of content, then subscribe my channel. Subscribe a channel is actually for free and it will help me a lot. So what are you waiting for? When I removed this plastic cover, I was so shocked how much mud was in the side skirt. And now I want to believe this was a rally car. Slightly lift the car because the side skirt is on the axle stands and remove the side skirt. And this is the rust that I have been talking about. When I am done with the side skirt, I can get under the car and remove few bits on the bottom of the car. I start with this exhaust heat shield. To remove it, I have to undo few 10mm nuts. Then I need to remove wheels because I need to remove handbrake cables and I will replace them by new one in the future. And as well, I do replace them because one of the cables is stuck and is not working anymore. Now to remove the handbrake cables, I do have to disconnect them from the brake calipers and then remove it from the few brackets that hold the cables in a place. This is the broken cable and I had to cut it off because it was stuck and I had no other option. And I was extra careful to don't scratch the brake caliper and I didn't scratch it, so I am happy. When I managed to cut it off, it was the same process like on the other side. After that, I had to go inside the car and remove few plastic bits from the middle console. And then I had good access to the handbrake mechanism where I had to undo this 10mm nut. I have to say I have been struggling a lot with this 10mm nut, but my impact gun saved me a lot of time. After I removed the nut, I could go back under the car and remove it completely. And then I had to go back inside the car and screw the 10mm nut back on the mechanism to don't lose it. After that, I covered the new parts to protect it from any unwanted damage. I actually did want to cover the whole rear axle, but I changed my mind. Don't ask me why, I don't know why, I just changed my mind. But now, I have to grab my grinder and this wheel brush, which I have to screw it on because this one is brand new. And then we are going to clean the rust on the underbody of the car. Let's get into it. What I have learned so far is that the factory sealed the rubber stuff protect the car really well. Just some bits in the ears are a bit rusty, but the rest of the underbody is okay. So I did not have to remove it all, but I still make sure there is no rust anymore. Then I have done this fatal mistake which could cost me more than money. And I have to say, yes, I was very lucky. I have been a little bit panicking, but I grabbed a bucket and tried to catch as much fuel as I could. After that incident, I removed the fuel lines and then I went to the other side to remove the rest of the rust. When I was done with the grinding, I grabbed a bucket with hot water and bit of white spirit to clean the underbody and remove all the mud, grease and other stuff that can be on the underbody of the car. You should always do it on any surface when you will spray or apply underbody sealer. Yes, lesson learned, mistakes happen. For next time I know it's gonna be safer and better to remove the fuel lines. But for now I know I have to buy a new fuel line, which is not ideal, but it's not gonna be too expensive. Now I have finished most of the middle section of the car and I will have to apply the rust converter to protect the bare metal. And I still haven't done this side of the car because the fuel is still leaking out, so I need to wait till it's gonna be drained out completely. Then I'm gonna grind the rust out on this side like I have done it on the other side and then cover it with rust converter. But for now we go to finish those bits that we already done to protect them, and when it's gonna be drained out we jump on this one. Let's go. This is the application of the rust converter, which is very easy, but you have to make sure you cover the whole area that had previously rust on it. The rust converter do convert any remaining rust and seal it from air to stop spreading and stop eating steel parts of the car. So far I have a good experience with this product, and this product costs only £12, so it's not so expensive. When I am done with the rust converter, I let it dry for about 1.5 hours and then I use primer to cover it and seal it. I use primer with zinc, and that is recommended for rusty parts or any parts that was rusty before. Soon as the primer is dry, which is about 20 minutes, which I let it dry anyway for at least 1 hour to make sure it's dry, then it's time to apply underbody sealer. To do it, I need painting brush and apply the underbody sealer everywhere to cover the whole underbody. But I stop before the front end because the front end is not ready to be covered yet. As well, what I like to mention is when you're working with the underbody sealer, be careful and don't drop it accidentally on your face. I have done it before and it's not the best idea. In first place, it's very hard to remove it, and if you let it on your face for too long, then you can have a problem with your skin, which you can imagine that happened to me, and I was looking like 15 years old teenager with very bad puberty. The middle part of the underbody is nearly done. What I have to do is just to finish the kind of front middle end section, if you know what I mean. What can be done when the engine and all the brackets gonna be off the car. So next on the list is to remove the whole front end. But that will be in next video. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoy my channel and enjoy my video, let's subscribe to the channel, like it and share it. And I'm gonna see you in next one. Cheers.